So to start off with the experience section, we are back into our HTML like this. And we're going to find where the About Me section begins. It's here. I think this About Me section should have an ID of About Me. Yeah, that's what we forgot to add as well. So an ID of About Me. Perfect. It's down here. All right. Now to start coding the experience section, let's just break it down real fast. We have a scroll bar here. Our plugin takes care of that. But basically what we have here is a card. And inside of a card we have this element that we already have. And inside of a card we are gonna have a grid. So it's another Bootstrap container. That grid is made out of 2 columns. This takes 3 columns. This part is 3 columns wide, and this part is 9 columns wide. And we have basically one element repeating 3 times. It's this one. So in here we have this icon and a little text here. We have this dot here on this line. It's like a little circle. And in here we have another repeating element. I think we already have this pattern. So this is just typography here, repeating itself 3 times over and over. So we're going to make it a bit modular, and like this part here is completely the same like this. So it's going to be super easy to code this. Let's get back here. Right now we can't jump into the experience section because we don't have it up and running at all. But yeah, let's first write the HTML. Actually, I know. We're going to create the experience element right now, the experience tab. So it's an ID, experience, like this. And it has a data simple bar attribute and also a class. So right now we're going to say this is the class. This is the same stuff. How big is it in the Bootstrap grid? Content, experience, and I'm going to put this active class on the experience tab and go up here and delete it from About Me, so that we won't have it shown. So this is where the experience tab is shown. Right now About Me is not visible because in here we said that content is not visible by default, only when it has the class active. So when we have both content and active on the one element, that element is visible. When we don't, that element is not visible. So right now About Me section is not visible. We are going to put some HTML for our experience section. We are here. So we said we have a card inside, so it's a card. Inside of that card we have an h3 that has a class of font weight bold, sideline, and margin bottom 3. It says experience. Save it. Here it is. I'm not sure why we don't have the sideline. We probably misspelled it. So yeah, it's here. Yeah, let's figure out why is this here and not here. This is weird. Okay, yeah. It looks like this is still taking up some content. Let me check out why. So yeah, it seems like we've done something wrong here. So this experience card, yeah, this is what we got wrong. It's not within the container. It's not within the experience element at all. So we just have to do it like this. Yes, stuff like this happens all the time. Here it is. Why one font weight bold sideline? Perfect. This is what we wanted. Nice. We can continue working now. So we need a sideline. So we need a timeline. So let's create a div with a timeline class. and beside of it we have a job row. Now we need this part that's on the left, and then we are going to do this part, but this first. So it's a date. Okay, date, it goes like this. This is how it will look like on mobile. This is on mobile as well. On tablets, and bigger. It's a job date, and it's color blue. This, okay, it's an icon with a class of far calendar alt margin right 2. And in here we are going to write a date. Perfect. Yes, this is what we wanted. It's to the left. Yeah, perfect. Now to add the thing that goes to the right, we need these Bootstrap classes. Job description. Inside of here we have a h6 element with a class of font weight bold. So web developer Beerlove Digital Agency. We have another h6 that's blue. And here it says WordPress, HTML, CSS, Gulp.js, JavaScript, Jquery, React.js. And here we have a paragraph. Perfect. Let's see how it looks like. Yeah, that's what we wanted. That's awesome. So we basically want to copy paste this job row like 3 times. Content doesn't matter. I think this is it. We might want to indent, yeah, this, and indent this and this. Perfect. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, that's exactly what we wanted. Let's go and style it a little bit. So in the timeline, we're going to create a timeline partial. The tricky part here is actually only this line and these little dots. So to add them, we're going to add a timeline partial. So here, timeline as CSS, and we must make sure to import it here. Import timeline as CSS like this. That's awesome. So let's begin writing our styles for the timeline class. Timeline, job date, font size is 14 pixels. And now a media query. It's responsible for bigger screens. Like this. Job date, text align right, position, relative. This will take care of this. This should be aligned to the right. I'm not sure why is this not working. Let's see if we have a class of job date. We have video. Let's see our gulp. Okay, everything is compiling properly. Why is this not working? Job date. Job date blue inside of row. For some reason this is not aligning it to the right. Let's just continue with timeline. We have a timeline. Media. Oh, looks like we got something wrong. Oh yeah, this media query is not right. We have to write pixels here. Okay, now it will work. Perfect. It's aligned to the right. That's what we wanted. Now we need a line. We're going to use pseudo selectors to create this line. So check this out. Here in the job date class that we have this job date class next to each of these boxes. So this is a box, this is a box, and this is a box. We're going to add a line to the right and a little circle there. Check it out. So here, we're going to say a pseudo element and after content empty position absolute top position absolute top O right -5 pixels width 10 pixels height 10 pixels border radius of 150% background color of blue Z index of 3 and a margin top of 6 pixels. Let's see what we have. Oh, perfect. Excuse me. We were adding this little circle next to this. Sorry, I'm copying the code over, not really thinking. That sucks. But yeah. Job. This is how you create a little circle. Job description. Position relative. So actually the line will go here. The line will be the part of this and not this. So for the job description, we're going to say after content position absolute top O left O width 1 pixels height 100% background color of gray and Z index of 2 because it goes behind the dot. Here it is. Perfect. Basically, we're done with the experience part. Let's see if, yeah, let's just copy and paste this whole section again so that we get our simple bar up and running here. So this we have a card here. We're just going to copy and paste to create another card. And yeah, this is what we get. This is perfect. Why do we have this little margin here? Let's see. Yeah, let's just say to this card, this bottom card here, that it has a margin top of 5. So we have some room here, but still we have this. We don't want that. Why did this happen? It's probably something to do with the simple bar, I think. But yeah, let's make these two work. That when you click on this, we get these toggles. It's a pretty exciting part to work on. So first, let's just put our active class back on about me and not on experience. So active, I'm just gonna go and cut this and put it here. And about me is here, active. Perfect. Yeah, why do we have this? Let's just inspect it real fast. I'm not sure. It's not this, it's this. And yeah, looks like it's not taking up the whole height of this section. We will fix it later. I'm really not sure right now. Maybe it's too big of a padding to the bottom. Like if I say here, just a text, padding bottom is 15 pixels. Did we fix it? Yeah, that's weird. Let's just go to our sidebar then and just change this padding to be 33, 33, and 33 and 15. Yeah. And if we refresh it, yeah. That's awesome. So let's make this work. We are going to include our first jQuery file. So in here, in our index.html, we're going to add our main.js. So in here, just uncomment this. Perfect. And now inside of our folder, inside of our project folder, you have this JS folder, and just create main.js. And I think that if we write something here, it's going to compile it into, yeah. So we can run, we will write our code in main.js, and every time we save using the parameters for gulp, we can minify our code. So in order to make these elements toggle, be able to change, in order to make these be able to switch around like here, you have to use a bit of Jquery. So this is what we're going to write. This is just a comment that explains, okay, change the current window shown by toggling the active class. So we write it like this. When a user clicks on an item inside of the menu, on a link inside of a menu, so main menu ape on click, we get a callback function. We get a callback function that will remove the active class from the element and add it to the clicked element. As you can see here in this navbar, I've added to the href attribute, I've added these class names, and these names are the same as the IDs of every section we want to show and hide. So for example, about me, I'm targeting this. So I'm just saying the next thing. I want to get this value. I will get it like this. So it's an active class, and I say current to the click element, take its attribute href and substring it by 1. So remove the first element, the first character, it's a hashtag, and then I don't want to toggle the items immediately. I want to have a little delay. There are some other things, there are some other reasons why I want to do this, but yeah, let's just write set timeout and put a callback function inside. Now for this callback function here, inside of it, we're going to remove the active class from the element that's currently active. So we say content, the element with a class of content and the class of active. We remove class from it, so active. And we will add that class to the element that has a class of active class. Add class active. And yeah, this is it. Let's just do it in 300 milliseconds. And let's see if it works. I gotta save it. And let's see. It's this code. Perfect, it works. Cheers. Good job. So there are a few more things I want to do. I want a mobile here. When I click this, I want the screen to be scrolled here. So we just have to add an animation here. The animation will work on desktop as well, but here we have nowhere to scroll, so it won't really do anything. But here is how the code goes. So we're applying it to the HTML and body. We're going to animate them, and we're configuring this scroll top JSON with this active class offset top. So we are basically scrolling to the element that has that active class. Here it is. Yeah, that's it. Perfect. That's awesome. Now the other thing we want to do is when we want to send this website to someone, we sometimes want to send them directly to our portfolio. So we would write the website address /experience, for example. Right now, when I refresh it here, I am on about me. I should be here on the experience. So the thing we should do is write a simple code that checks if we have a hashtag here in the URL and changes the visible element based on that hashtag. So to create that, here we will just create another variable type and say it's Windows location hash, and we're going to substring it. We're going to substring it, substitute by 1. And now we're not putting this into any function because we want it to happen as soon as the page loads. So if type, if the type variable exists, so if our URL has a hashtag, we're going to say this content active. We're going to remove the active class from an element that currently has the active class, and we are going to add the active class to the element from the hash that has the class from to the element that has the class from the hashtag. So add class active. Let's test it. Here we have experience, we refresh it, and we start from the experience. About me, refresh it, we start from the about me. Perfect. The other thing we want to work here, okay, this is everything we need in terms of JavaScript right now. We will get back to this file later. Let's go on and see what else we need. Okay, let's start making a portfolio section. We have nothing here right now. Okay, let's go to our reference design. So in portfolio, what do we have? We have this inline style list that acts as a filter. This is where we are going to use the filterizer plugin. And we have a grid of images, and this is where we are going to use the magnific pop-up plugin for these. So yeah, perfect. Let's begin writing our HTML here. So we want to add a portfolio section. We begin with an item of an ID of portfolio. Portfolio. Perfect. This element also has the data simple bar attribute here, and it has few classes. So it has the same classes as every other element that's a container element. Large 9, content, portfolio, and text center. So the first thing we're going to code here is, of course, the buttons that will act as a filter for this portfolio. So it's an unordered list with filter controls, list unstyled to remove the bullet points, and list inline. Inside of here we have 4 buttons. So list times 4 with a class of list inline item, and inside each of them we have different font icons. So we write more sign font icon with a class of font awesome with S. Perfect. Only the first item is active, and we have to add some things from the filterizer plugin. I've read it in their documentation, you could just follow me. So data filter all, because this button shows all items. Here we have data filter of 1. This is the first category. We have data filter 2 and data filter 3. Basically, these are categories. It's the numeration of the categories here. Perfectly simple. So for the icons, the first one is a list for all. The second is development. Let me just show you how it looks like here. Okay, right now we are not really where we should have been. Why? We have this content class. Maybe because, yeah, we have to remove the active class here. Not really. Yeah. The icon here is for all. Now we have this coding icon, this brush, and the photography icon. So for the icon classes here, we're going to write, okay, font awesome code, font awesome paint brush, and font awesome camera. And here we're going to say all items development, design, and photography. Perfect. So we've finished with the buttons. Right now, this is what our portfolio section looks like. We will have to fix it. This looks like a bit broken. But yeah, let's just see what we need. What are the other things we need here? And why is our portfolio section not working properly? Yeah, it looks like we got some of the classes wrong here. So content, portfolio, text center. Something is wrong with our something is wrong with our portfolio here. The way to fix it is to check out our classes here. So what's wrong with them? We have this should be small. Yeah, that's what was wrong. It was taking 12 columns. Yeah, perfect. We got this up and running. So we can go on and style this. Actually, let's do it later. Let's add images first here. So here below this list with buttons, we're going to add a row with filter container with a margin top of 3. Inside of here, we want to add like 1, 2, 3, 8 elements, 8 wrappers for different elements. So basically, this is what we will want. We want a div that has a class of column MD3 and filter item. This div will also have this div inside of it will have a figure with a class of figure and margin bottom 5. And inside of the figure, we will have a link with a class of pop-up link. Inside of this link, we will have an image. And actually here next to after, how do I do this? Maybe like this. We will have an image. So this times 8. And yeah, perfect. This is what we wanted here, but we didn't add a fig caption. So we will have to get in here into each of the figures. So I'm using Control D to select them like this and just add a fig caption to everything here inside of our figure. So fig caption of class font weight bold figure figure caption. This is a different class. Perfect. And let's just make this look better. Like this. Perfect. Yeah, this is what we wanted. So for these elements, to this wrapper of the figure element that has a filter item class, we want to assign a data category, and data category is connected to this, of course, data filter. So let's say we will add a data category of 1 to this element, to this element, to this element, and to this element. So I just put here data category 1. So to this element, and this element, and okay, let's add this element. I'm gonna put data category of 2. Actually, this is okay. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. This one doesn't have a data category, so let's just add it. Data category of 3. So I'm adding like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 for every one of those. If you got it wrong, please just type them by hand. I'm trying to save some time here. So data category and data sort value, we have to add that to all of our elements that have a data category next to them. So let's just select all of them and here add data sort value. Perfect. Now for each of these images, we need to add a source attribute. Let's use the one same image for each of them, then we will change it later. So image portfolio sample1 JPEG, and for the alt attribute portfolio image. And now these images all have a class of image fluid, so they are responsive. So let's just add a class here, image fluid. Okay, let's see what we came up with. Perfect. Now we want to be sure this is working because all the images are the same. Actually, this is not working right now because we have to instantiate it inside of JavaScript. Let's just change these images a little bit. So we have sample1, sample2, sample3, sample1, sample2, sample3, sample1, and sample2. And for the fig captions, let's just put anything here right now. It's not really important. So fig caption goes here. Perfect. Yeah, this is what we wanted. So if we click on this right now, we're going to refresh the page because we don't have the magnific pop-up set up. But yeah, now let's style these. We don't have a lot of styles here, so let's just see what we need. We need the portfolio filter controls. We will add that partial here. So portfolio filter controls as CSS. It's for the buttons. So let's just see here. I'm going to rename, copy, go into our root, import, and paste it here. Perfect. And for the portfolio filter controls, we have filter controls class. Here we have a list item with a box shadow of O, 1 pixel, 2 pixels, RGBA, like this. Okay, we have a padding of 7 pixels and 11 pixels, background of gray, margin right 0, margin bottom of 0.5 rem, and transition of 0.3 seconds. easing function. Also, we want the, let's just save this and see how it looks like. Now we have our buttons here, and we want the active button to have some feedback. So active background blue, and color white. And here for the media query, we will say max width of some of this many pixels, display block. And so on mobile, the buttons will, because right now the buttons are not taking full width on mobile. As you can see, this sucks a bit, and we're going to say that on mobile, display block is like this, and that margin right is this. Perfect. So these are not inline anymore on mobile. They were before. So because right now these are not really buttons, for some reason we don't have the feedback that these are clickable. We are going to add a hover state, a focus state, and active pseudo selectors, and let's just flip the background color. Background color blue, color white, and cursor pointer. And now our buttons are real buttons, and they look pretty nice. So the functionality is still not there. We have to go back into our JavaScript file and instantiate the filterizer plugin. So to do that, we have to create an options. This is how we customize the plugin. Right now, we won't really use this we won't really put anything into this variable. This is how we instantiate the plugin. New filter filterizer, and then we just target container options, and we pass this options object, and that should be it. Now our filter works, or it doesn't. Let's see if we have any errors here. We don't. Now why doesn't it work? So let's just let's just cut this, and maybe for now we will include it right here. It might work. So we're just going to embed it here and check it out if it works. Perfect. We have our portfolio up and running here. This is awesome. Now, as you can see, the next thing we can do is excuse me, there's a dog over there. Let me go over and close the door. So another thing we can do here is, as you can see here, these buttons, they give no feedback once they're clicked. This is the button that's always highlighted because we have written here a class that has the this button has the active class, and the active class has a background of blue. So we just want to write some jQuery that will apply the active class to whichever button is clicked last. So in order to do that, we're going back into our main.js, and here we're going to write a simple function, simple on-click event. So adds active class to the current portfolio items selected. So here we want to say filter controls a list item on click jQuery click event. We want to pass a callback function here that will check if currently clicked element has class of active, and if it does have an active class, we're going to remove it. So filter filter controls this item active, remove class active, and this add class active. So we will remove the active class from the element that has it and add it to the current click, to the last click element. So why do we have this error here? So we need on here. Perfect. Let's now see if this works. Let me just refresh it here to see if this works. Nope, looks like we got it wrong. Maybe something here. Okay, our gulp is still not working, so I'm going to stop it and do the gulp watch again. Perfect. Actually, there's some error here. It says that we have filter wizard in our main.js again, but we don't. Maybe there's something left over here. There isn't. Okay, this is weird. Unexpected token, name filter wizard, expected punk, okay, and resume main, line 1, column 7. Oh, I didn't add this here. So yeah, this is why I had that error. If we delete this, we might even be able to take this code from here, from our index.html, and put it back here. I have no idea why that happened. It's probably something that happened automatically here. So if we go gulp build and run gulp watch, we are probably good to go here. So our button here will probably work on the portfolio here. Okay, as you can see, for some reason here when we refresh the page and go into portfolio, we don't have anything here. So I wasn't sure why this happened, so I wrote a little hack for it. Basically, I just press on this item automatically with Jquery every time a user opens this page. So I just trigger an automatic click on this item, so we get everything here, and that makes a little pretty cool animation. You can see. Okay, right now it doesn't happen, but it makes a pretty cool animation. Let me show you here on the finished thing. Yeah, that's the animation we want to achieve. So in order to do that, we are just going to write some JavaScript here. So every time we click on an item in the menu, we want to check if it is the portfolio that we are toggling. So if active class equals portfolio, we will do it. We will not do it immediately, but set a timeout. So set timeout and pass a callback function like this, and we will just say filter controls li. So we are targeting the button, the first one, and just say click. And now we won't have that bug anymore. So here, let me refresh the page, go to portfolio. Okay, this doesn't work still. Why? Do we have an error here? No. Maybe we have to clean our cache. So let me do this. Okay, portfolio. Okay, I might have written something wrong here. So filter controls li, is this okay? Filter controls li list active class portfolio. Oh, I didn't close the set timeout here. Oh gosh. So this, okay, now it should work. So if I refresh this and go to portfolio, nice, perfect. This is exactly what we wanted. So our portfolio should be over. Our portfolio should be complete. And the other thing we want to add here in our portfolio is magnific pop-up. So we've already written some code that will take care of it, I think. Let me just check it out. Yeah. So in order to create a magnific pop-up work, the reason why we've put these images inside of links is in order to create the magnific pop-up work. So we just want to copy these source links of the images here in these href elements. So we can do it, I think, like this a bit easily. So like this. Okay, we want to select all of them. Perfect, and we will now go back here to our href. Nice. Okay, but we should have not selected this, so let me just delete this. Okay, perfect. So actually we wanted this copied here. Yeah, I think it should work now. So we just had to make sure that it's the same image. Yeah, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, if we refresh it now, let's see if it works. Okay, it still doesn't work. Right now it takes us to that image. So it goes to another page, but we don't want that. We want to instantiate the magnific pop-up. So it's actually a little bit of JavaScript as well, a little bit of jQuery. So let's add it here. So we want to select the link, the pop-up link, and call the magnific pop-up. And just say type image. And this is all we have to do. Yeah, we have it up and running. I've actually followed the magnific pop-up tutorial on their website before, and that's why it was so simple to do now, because we've already added it in the HTML, but it's never hard. I mean, this is an awesome plugin. So right now our portfolio is completely done. Good job, and let's move on to the contact. It's like it's the simplest of them all. Great job. So as you can see here, this is an easy section. We only have a heading, a line, a paragraph, few links, and a form. This is a Bootstrap form, so we won't have to do much. Let me just show you how it's made. So we're adding a contact section back in our HTML, super small section. So yeah, it's contact, ID of contact, data simple bar, and class column 12, column small 12, column mid 7, column large 9, content, and contact. Perfect. Inside of it we have a row with a margin top of 5. Then we have a column 12, column small 12, column medium 12, and column large 5. This is the left column. It's this one with the contact and everything here. So inside of that column, we want to add an h3 of font weight bold and a class of sideline that says contact. Below it we have a paragraph. Perfect. And below that paragraph we have an unstyled list unstyled, and 3 font weight bold list items. Within each of them we have a link and an icon with a class of font awesome. Yep, these links right now won't lead anywhere, but font awesome envelope, margin right 2, font awesome globe, margin right 2, and in here font awesome map marker alt margin right 2. And in here, we want to include an email address, my email address. So actually for the email address, you can write here mail to, and then my email at gmail.com. This is a good practice. It will open the email client and send it to you directly. What is the other thing we want to add here? Is it a phone number maybe? Okay, it's just a website. So you can add a website here, website.com, and the other thing was Paris, France, location. Yeah, this is it for now. Let's see how it looks like. Perfect. Nothing that we need to change here. Yeah, this is even a nice envelope compared to this one. Okay, and in the next column here, okay, we just have to add a form. So column 12, column small 12, column medium 12, column large 7. So we have a form, and the form has a class of card because we want that nice shadow here. Action right now is nothing, but here you put your webhook, the URL where you're going to submit the form to. So it's a standard Bootstrap form. You have a form group that has a label for full name, label. In here we have full name. Below we have an input field with a class of form control, type text, that's right, an ID perhaps, but it's not necessary for our purposes right now. Placeholder, full name. Let's see how it looks like. Nice. So let's just copy paste this. It's an email address here, so I guess we can change the email and add it to the type here to email. And the last form group we have is a text area, the field for the message. So I guess you can put it's like message, and here this is actually a text area, and we're going to close the text area here. Form control, everything we need here. Let's just say the text area has rows of 5, and we have a button with a class of button primary and button, and that button is a form button, so it has a type submit, and here we have submit. And yeah, perfect. This is our form. It is almost like we wanted, so we just have to style it a little bit. So let's see. So we are going to create another partial here for the form. So form as CSS. In our root, we will import the form. And yeah, we don't need a partial here. Label is not bold. I think here in global we have styled the label. Okay, I see. Font weight maximum. So yeah, that's it. I think we're done here. We have this awesome Bootstrap 4 resume template up and running. I hope you guys enjoyed this code along. You should feel very proud of yourself if you've come this far and coded it. You should feel more confident in your abilities as a front-end developer and a web designer, and I hope you achieve your goals. I would like to ask you to subscribe to my channel and share these videos with your friends that might find them useful, and take care guys. Bye bye.